Hey everybody, it's Dave here from Mogdog, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Okay, we're going to be continuing our free-to-play journey. Alright, let's start with an update. What has happened since our last video? So it's been a few days, but just kind of had a busy week, you know, real life stuff. We are on day 10. Okay, so progressing along. Actually went through the first clan versus clan tournament with the clan that I'm in. We did really well. Actually ended up winning the tournament. It was actually a pretty close one. It was really close for a while, really back and forth. They were winning, we were winning, they were winning, and so on. A little bit of concern there from the higher ups that we might not actually be able to pull this one off, but they pulled out all the stops. Anyway, so I managed to get almost 47,000 points, which I figured was pretty good for my first clan versus clan with an account that's only, well, at the time it was like 8 days old, so pretty good. Yeah, we got some guys that put up some pretty big numbers in clan versus clan for our little clan anyway. But like I said, that's a huge focus for the clan I'm in, and I really do, that's one of the things I really do enjoy about being in this clan. Alright, so if you guys are interested in how I kind of pulled off these numbers with such a new account, I actually did a sort of a tips on what you should think about for going into clan versus clan. I'll put that video up here in the top right, and you guys can check it out if you want to see how I approach sort of prepping for CBC tournaments. Okay, let's see what's happened since last time. We did get a few cool champions. So during the CBC tournament, I opened, I don't know, it was like 8 or 10 like ancient shards, blue shards. And I got a few okay rares. Odachi seems like he might be a possibility for me in this early going. But I actually did get Conellia. So this is a very bizarre champion. If anybody has any experience on how you play Conellia, let me know in the comments below what your approach was to her. There's a few good YouTube videos, and maybe I'll do one on her after I've had a bit more experience and find out where she should actually sort of fit into, you know, my different strategies. But I did watch Hell Hades has a video. I think Ash, a couple other guys made a video about her, and she actually is a really cool champion. She can actually solo some of the higher level Doom Tower content, so that's kind of interesting, and I think that's sort of where she'll end up being for me on this account in the future. But a lot of people take, you know, use her in the arena as well, because she does have, if you're not too familiar with her, she's kind of awkward. So she has, her number one attack is attacks one enemy, has 40% chance of increasing the cooldown on one of the target skills by 2 turns at random. So that's a nice little thing to have on your sort of A1. But here's where she kind of gets funky. So this is pretty pretty standard. It's actually a pretty good sort of AoE strat, I think, for arena. So it has an 80% chance of placing a sleep debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. And then once she's ascended, that changes into still an 80% chance, but it adds a passive effect whenever an enemy loses the sleep debuff placed by the skill. There's a 50% chance of replacing it with a fear debuff for 1 turn instead. So you kind of, you know, there's the opportunity there to like take 2 turns essentially away from your opponents. And this of course does book up to 100%, and you can get this cooldown going down to 3 turns. So there's a lot of people who, there's actually kind of an annoying thing. If you ever just see her by herself in arena, unless you're prepared and are able to do just an absolute ton of damage to her, it's kind of a trick that people do just to be annoying, because she sort of puts herself to sleep. Oh, so this is why. So this A3, it's revitalizing rest, puts a sleep debuff on an ally, and she can do herself. So if, like I said, if you see her alone, she's going to be doing herself all the time. It heals that ally by 50% of their max HP and fills their turn meter by 50% when the debuff expires. However, if the debuff expires due to loss of taking damage from an enemy, it completely fills their turn meter and heals them 100%. So what people kind of do, like I said, it's just like an annoying strat. They put her by herself in arena and just like completely load her down with tons and tons of hit points and defense. And so, you know, she just puts herself to sleep. You wake her up because you're forced to attack her, and then she heals 100%, puts her turn meter back up to 100%, takes 1 turn, attacks you, and then puts herself back to sleep again. And so, like I said, unless you're prepared at an early stage to do, 40 or 50,000 damage to her kind of in one turn, then you're just never gonna get past her A3 ability. So yeah, I don't plan on doing that to people. I think it's kind of a lame strategy, but I definitely have run into this in the arena before. But what I do plan on doing with her, and what I've kind of been doing right now as it sits, is using this Piece of the Deep. So I'm running her 4th on my arena team. And let me tell you, like, it is difficult to manage your speed when you don't have good access to gear. So like on my main, I have everybody sort of timed out, and my arena teams, I have like my my attack up and turn meter up guy go first. So he goes first, puts attack up on my whole team, and then completely fills the turn meter on the rest of my guys. And then my next guy is defense down and attack down AoE for the opposing team. And then I basically have 2 nukers that just attempt to wipe the team. And so I have their speeds all basically down to the number where, my leader has something like 230 speed, and then the next guy's like 227, and then the next guy's like 220, and so on, so that everybody goes in the turns and orders that I want them to. But that is a little more difficult to manage effectively when you don't have great access to gear. Like I said, like this is my gear selection at day 10, right? So pretty slim pickings, and to get, speed boots or whatever you kind of want to manipulate where your guys are going to be going in turn sequence in the arena is a little tougher. But I did manage to get her to go 4th, so let's actually see if we can maybe do an arena battle here, and we'll see how things are working out so far. So find a decent team. Yeah, this looks like something that we could easily manage here. Let's try this one. So generally I have Talia going first. She'll do an AoE, usually followed by Kale here. And then I have Shaman on my team, although she's an easy replacement once I get somebody better. So we'll see how this goes. It's actually a pretty weak team. Might actually end up wiping them before too much happens here. So we'll see if we actually get to Canelia. Okay, yeah, well, okay, so sort of bad example. I ended up wiping that team. Let's see if we can find something a little bit tougher. I definitely can't take anybody yet that has, like, look at these teams, right? I'm in like silver 1, no legendaries. There's people here with full-on legendary teams. So yeah, this looks like something here that's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Just give this one a try. All right, so see how this goes. Okay, so Talia, you go first. All right, they go. We survived. Kale's big attack there. See who's left. So I'm not going to kill off this guy. I probably could with one shot. I actually still might one shot kill. Okay, so there. Okay, so let's just assume, they had more of their guys still standing. So here's where I would throw her in. She puts guys to sleep. Now, it's only an 80% chance because I don't have her ascended yet. Again, still working on things. 10-day old account, right? And he went really quickly, of course, next, so you didn't really get too much of a chance to see it. But ideally, the plan is, I go, Conellia puts them all to sleep, and then I go again and wipe what's left over of your team, kind of like what's happened here. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm using it right now. The whole team needs a little bit of work, and obviously it's not, my final team or anything like that. Let's just for fun give this team a try. We'll see if we can actually do anything here. I mean, if you have 4 legendaries and you're, hanging out in silver 1, I don't know what to say to you, but we'll give it a try. Maybe, who knows, maybe we'll pull this one out. Everybody's kind of going where they should be, so if we get lucky and put everybody to sleep here. Yeah, so that's kind of how things intend to play out, right? So I go put everybody to sleep. Now that whole team has missed basically their turn. I'm not going to win this. These guys just have too much too much life for my little amounts of damage I can pull off with this pretty basic team. But let's have some fun. We'll see if we can get through it. Get rid of that R attack. He's those AoEs. Every single one of his attacks are AoEs. I actually missed out on him in my So here's, see, now she has the opportunity to, I can put someone here to sleep and then heal them basically up to full. So Talia's already gone. Why don't we put her to sleep? Oh, no, that didn't work out too well, did it? Okay, yeah, we are pretty much done. Okay, so yeah, that's about how I thought it was going to go. But like I'm saying, if you got lineups like this and you can afford to put them out, you need to be getting yourself in a little higher positioning than Silver 1 there. Okay, so that's kind of where we are standing currently with Arena. Before I finish with talking about Canelia, yeah, like I said, so I did throw her in Toxic gear, and it's not great gear. I mean, I've still got some 2-star stuff, but I fought the Dragon a fair bit over the CBC tournament to get some, you know, at least 4 and 5-star gear for her. Just wasn't able to get a shield or another piece. And then when you open up the forge, you have enough materials to make a few good pieces, so I was able to get a decent resilience helmet and boots for her. But yeah, in the videos I've watched, you know, for boss fights and stuff, they all have her in sort of toxic gear. That's kind of the plan, where she just puts herself to sleep, lets the boss hit her, wakes up, full hit points, hits him with the toxic gear, and it's kind of a slow but steady progress to fight bosses. Yeah, so if you guys have some experience with her, because I don't have her on my main, so really this was a surprise when I got her. I kind of just got lucky. Like I said, opened 8 or 10 ancient shards, and she just happened to pop out of one of those. So yeah, it was like, ooh, interesting new champion. Where else are we here? I managed to unlock a few things. Been doing quite a few arena battles, so pretty scary looking. But yeah, we got a few things opened at level 1. I got my mine up to level 2, so looking forward to having level 3 done, because once that's done, essentially I just, you know, I'll probably unlock a few or all of these Guardian Ring slots kind of as we're going along. But generally what I do once my mine's unlocked is just save my gems to purchase the gem pack. It's in the gem shop. Yeah, so I just buy these big shard packs with my gems, and that just gives me lots of access to blue shards, which are typically open during 2 times events, but you know, need to get some champions here to work with. So actually, it's so funny, I was trying to put up good numbers, you know, or decent numbers anyway, for a new young account, let's call it that. So I actually had to do some crazy stuff like level up some banner lords uncommons, because you get quite a few points for doing your faction war battles, even if you do low level ones. Like, I think it works out that you get 50 points per key in the faction wars. So it doesn't really matter, you know, whether you're doing high or low level. I believe you still get that 50 points for every key you use. So I I had to level up a couple of banner lords, and even you know, a couple of barbarians. Actually, yeah. So I had 3 barbarians that I used, and then you know, a couple of banner lords. But I figured, well, if I've got to level this one up for a fusion anyway, you know, we'll just level her up and get my keys done for faction wars. So that's kind of what happened here. The struggles you go through with a new account, right? But yeah, so you know, I got myself some materials for the forge, which I mostly forged everything I could during the clan versus clan tournament. I've got like 5 million silver banks, so I'm not particular on the gear. Yeah, Kale, we got up to level 50, so that definitely has helped with campaign. Not particular on the gear that I have on him. It's not horrible. I'll probably stay with this speed set for a while, although at some point I would prefer to have speed boots on him. Hit point boots aren't the greatest choice for Kale, so I would like to at some point have speed boots on him there, and then replace also these 2 offense pieces. So we'll see once some new better gear goes along, but he has definitely been helping me out in campaign. Actually made it to brutal, so yeah, I've actually been farming stage 3 to level up guys. Yeah, so that's kind of where I was at, just basically farming stage 3 of Carrick Castle in brutal. Talia and Kale. Kale could probably get it done, I think, on his own. I haven't actually tried it yet, so maybe once these 2 are done leveling up, then I'll give it a run with Kale and 3 uncommons, and you know, we'll see if he can manage on his own. I think he probably can. But definitely with Talia, they get the job done, and it's a quick and easy way for me to get some silver and keep leveling up guys. Probably gonna bring Kale first up to 60. I think that's the plan. He's just so good, in early stages with clan boss and really any of the bosses. Yeah, I bet you Kale does this on his own. Let's see, are these two done? These two are done now. Okay, so let's give this a try. I know I've got lots of uncommons. Let's see, maybe we can get Kill. If that's the case, then that will definitely help kind of move things along with leveling up guys. So, let's see if he gets her done. I'm pretty sure he's going to. But yeah, I think Kale is probably, unless I get lucky and crack a legendary or something, I think Kale will probably be the champion of choice for the first 60, I think, on this count. Speaking of clan boss, I'll show you guys how we're making out so far. I think we're doing pretty well, actually. 2 keys, I can get like the second chest on normal. So I think that's pretty good for like a 10-day old account. But okay, so we'll see. This is not looking great, but if he leads with acidic rain or whatever, yeah. Okay, I think we have a chance here. Let's see. Come on, Kale, you can get it done. Yeah, did it. Okay, so I don't know if he's 100% reliable on that, but it's interesting to see that at level 50 he can basically solo one of the brutal stages. So I'll test it out a few times sort of off video, and we'll see how we're making out there. But yeah, I did get I didn't go through hard fully and just get like all the stars. I kind of just wanted to blaze through it so I could get to brutal, so it was easier to level up guys, right? So that was kind of the plan. I'll probably go back in the next day or two and sort of get all the stars, I think, in hard mode. Okay, so yeah, I did say clan boss. How are we making out with that? So right now I'm getting like 1.34 million on normal with 2 keys, so that gets me into the second chest slot. I think that's pretty good, sort of for where we're at. I guess with 4 keys we'd about 2.7, so be somewhere in here. And I feel like that's probably, so we get mostly 4-star gear that's gonna drop, so a chance there'll be a 3-star piece. And we can get ancient and rare books, ancient shards, rare books. What's the second chest? Okay, so let's see what's better. Yeah, so the second chest gets us only a small chance to get some 4-star gear. And then also the pots, the faction or affinity pots are only the basic one. If we get into the third chest, we start dropping the greater affinity potions, and then also 4-star gear. So I think that's probably better than getting this chest. Now this chest is mostly okay. Actually, that's okay. So that's probably works out better. We can do with this team. I can definitely 2 keys get the warrior chest here, which basically drops the same thing as the 3rd level chest in normal. Let's just verify that. Yeah, so yeah, that's basically the same reward chances here. So I think it's probably best to 2 key easy and then just get as far as I can in normal for now, I guess is where I'm at. It'll be my best and most drops. And remember, my team usually every day they'll beat hard, normal, easy, and sometimes brutal. Actually, they've been focusing on beating brutal quite a bit lately. So this has been getting usually done every day. Where are we? So that's my main there. So I generally get 2 key, the best chest in brutal. Yeah, so that got me the best chest there. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at. Alrighty, well, I really do hope you guys, before I sign off, maybe we'll just talk about how far we've kind of come a little bit in the dungeons. I've been focusing too far on Minotaur. I'm pretty sure I can get, at least a couple more stages past this. I basically have just been unlocking the first couple masteries for my guys. I've gotten, I think, pretty good stage 8 so far in Dragon, so that gives me 3 to 5-star drops. Spider, we're at stage 4. I'm actually might run Spider a lot tonight because there is currently a tournament on. We're at stage 6 in the Ice Golem's Peak, and then for Fire Knight we are, again, there's another one I haven't had a great reason to run Fire Knight a lot, and the stuff that's in here, I'm not particular too much on these sets. Regeneration is nice, you know, but a lot of these sets I don't even use really on my main account. So Savage is really good later in the game once you get like Doom Tower open, just for dealing with some of them bosses. And then there's certain, you know, champions that, like, I have Alika is just an absolute bomb in the arena, and she's in Savage gear. Just gets ignore defense, right? So yeah, so that's where we're kind of at. Yeah, all right. Well, thank you for joining me on my free-to-play journey. I will hopefully be doing at least a couple a week, but definitely one per week for sure. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.